Are you thinking about buying or selling a home or want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Our local sponsors are BRIX Real Estate, Network Title, Eric Bloomstrad and Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage, Structure Tech Home Inspections, James Tufson with Country Financial, along with Cregan's Construction and Grey Duck Staging and Design. If you like this show, you can find us on many different channels. If you are currently a radio or podcast listener, you can also catch us Saturday mornings on TV. We are on the CW23 at 6:30 and KSTC at 6 a.m. For those watching on TV right now, you can also catch us on AM 950 Sundays at noon, or hit us up on your preferred podcast device by just typing in Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Don't forget to check us out online anytime at twincitiesrealestateshow.com. There you can find all of our past shows, our weekly market updates, along with the latest and greatest searching and researching tools, and our free publications to include the Smart Home Buyer Guide and the Smart Seller Guide, along with the BRIX Report. All of these free for you. If you have any real estate questions, please feel free to give us a call, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to help answer any of your real estate questions or assist with your real estate needs. Thank you for joining us today. Welcoming in studio, David Theobald. Thank you for coming in, BRIX Real Estate. And my great co-host, Chad Priebe.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Good to have you here.
Excited about this
Good to be
topic
here.
today.
Yeah,
this is one. Honestly, for our radio listeners that have been around for a while, might know of this topic, which is the limited service listings for sale by owners. Some of the pros and cons. Who might it be right for, and just things that you need to know. But before we get into that, let's dive into some of the Twin Cities real estate stats and trends, starting off with new listing inventory for the week of November 27th. That dropped off pretty drastically from 979 down to 496. So that's a pretty big hit to the marketplace. That's putting inventory tracking behind by 15, or I'm sorry, new listings tracking behind by 15%. And I'm guessing that pending sales probably didn't have as big a drop.
Pending sales did have a small drop, about 400, but it was the week of Thanksgiving, so we did kind of expect some just typical holiday slowdown.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know that all of that coming into play with the inventory out there is really bringing it back by a lot. Inventory now down in the Twin Cities area from 7,142. This is the 13 county metro and Minneapolis-St. Paul area, down to 6,714. So yeah, that pending sale differential between the new listings, which was almost exactly a 400 spread between the two, because I think it was around 900 on the pending sales and around 500 on the new listings, that directly impacted that inventory, which is going to have its effects on the market meter and the showings per week listing difference. And so what we saw right after the Thanksgiving holiday, we did expect a jump in that showings per week per listing average, and that's what we did see. It was around, I think, 3.96 for the 250 to 500K price range. So that's what somebody could expect for average number of showings on their home. That jumped up to a 4.41, which is going to directly impact that market meter. But first, Chad, I want to talk about interest rates and what we're seeing out here. Obviously, there was some pretty big volatility in the stock market last week. And so what did we see transpire as far as with interest rates over the last week?
Yep, thank you, Kirk. Well, mortgage rates are holding pretty tight week over week. We do have the behind the scenes thing where two main factors. You have the COVID, the new variant, and then inflation. So with that being said, pricing behind the scenes is changing. It's kind of like an EKG. You know, I've said this a couple weeks in a row now. Don't panic. Rates have not, I mean, they'll tick up an eighth, they'll tick down an eighth. So overall, we haven't seen a lot of movement in mortgage rates, which is good. So we're still in a really good market.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at interest rates going back, I mean, to like May,
Yeah.
that interest rates, it's been, like you say, that EKG, but really staying relatively close to that 3% mark.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, I would say don't panic. Everything's, you know, I mean, 2 weeks running, it was almost exactly flat, you know, even though it went up and down a bunch in that 1 week, you pan it out over, so.
And what you saw with the stock market situation was they announced the new COVID variant.
Yeah.
And that automatically hurt the stock market.
Yep.
Okay. Benefited with the bond market, so mortgage rates were performing very well when that was announced.
Right.
And then the next day, the administration came out and announced that it wasn't as serious as they thought. You know, then you saw the stock market boom the following day. So, as an expert, it's challenging to predict where rates are going. I will say that if you are in a situation with a signed purchase agreement, to lock in your interest rate. Rates are amazing. Take advantage of the market today.
Yeah, and for those that do have signed purchase agreements, that's probably a pretty good thing because the market meter ticked back up again. And so now we're seeing the market meter at a 6.79, so trending even more into that stronger and stronger seller's market. When we come back after the commercial break, again, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of for sale by owner and limited service listings.
Hi, I'm Ruben with Structure Tech Home Inspections. Everyone knows you should have a home inspection before you buy a home, but we've heard of home buyers being encouraged to skip the home inspection in this crazy market to make their purchase offer more attractive. Now they're facing tens of thousands of dollars in unexpected repairs. I'm telling you now, don't skip the home inspection. Here at Structure Tech, we can get your home inspected quickly, and we offer a full line of services. Visit us online at structuretech.com to learn more.
Don't fall for the billboards or the clickbait. There is no such thing as today's rate. Mortgages and mortgage rates are individual to you. Chad Priebe and Eric Bloomstrand with Bell Bank Mortgage are here to show you the formula to get your best rate. Once you know this formula, you can mortgage shop with confidence. Find us online at chadpriebe.com. That is chadpriebe.com. NMLS 1462493, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with BRIX Real Estate and the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial transactions people make. Before you make your next move, download our free Smart Home Buyer or Smart Seller guides to give you the edge in our real estate market. From deal hunting to knowing the right repairs for maximizing value, these free guides have it all. Check them out and more at BRIXTwinCities.com under publications. Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Again, if you have any questions for us, you can reach out directly after the show, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to help with any of your real estate questions or real estate needs. Thinking of buying or selling a home, happy to help out there as well. You can always check out all of our past shows at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. As well as download our free publications, the Smart Home Buyer Guide, the Smart Seller Guide, which today's topic, that's a really good tool, especially if you are going to pursue something like what we're going to talk about, or some of the pitfalls of by going down this road, which is today for sale by owner and limited service listings. Again, David Theobald joining us and Chad Priebe as we kind of have this roundtable discussion on this. And the for sale by owner limited service, I'm going to kind of break down the two. For sale by owner would basically be somebody on their own, not utilizing the MLS, all their own marketing, no real estate agency involved whatsoever, sign in the ground, Craigslist, whatever. That would be a for sale by owner. Limited service listing would be, a discount brokerage, typically, that what they're going to do is charge a flat rate to put it up on the MLS, and then everything else, for the most part, is up to you.
Right.
So that's kind of the differential between the two. So as I talk about this more in the segment, I'm just going to kind of refer to them as one, for sale by owner limited service. So, so how does this kind of come to be? How does somebody want to get into that? The thought of doing this on their own. I mean, it is one of the biggest financial transactions that most people ever make.
Right.
And
it's
I think,
huge.
it's big.
Right.
And it's usually mindsets or experiences that have gotten somebody to this point. One of the most common that I see is pricing. Right. That they do talk to a real estate agent first, and they hear a price that they don't necessarily agree with, and probably not from just one agent, but a few.
Right.
The house is worth more to them than it is maybe to the market. And they think the way that they can capture the most money out of it is to do it themselves.
Right. And one thing to tee off on the side of that is that each agent is individualized, right? They offer a service that is individual to their knowledge, and that's a big deal. So if you are going with one of these options, I highly recommend interviewing a real estate agent, and do a couple of them, because each of them are different. Okay, and that's important.
Well, yeah, I mean, that gets to one of the other mindsets, which is agent competence, right?
Yes.
And no blame out there. I mean, we know that 95% of agents within 5 years aren't going to have their license, right? That it's the 50-50-50 rule, right? If after 1 year, 50% let their license go, and after 2 years, 50% let it go. So people just don't stay in the industry very long. And so, yeah, if you're using part-time Aunt Patty or whatever, right? Or the person who just got out of college and just got their license because they
could be in trouble.
It could be. It could be. Right, because again, you're dealing with one of the biggest financial transactions. So who do you want handling that? So absolutely, I mean, I would much rather trust myself than maybe somebody who just got their license,
for sure.
Especially if I've had bad experiences in the past with real estate agents.
Right.
I mean, we see, I mean, how many bad real estate agents do we potentially run across just in our day-to-day?
On the other side of a transaction.
Yeah, exactly.
It is fun. I get to actually introduce the FSBO concept to some of my people in a listing agreement. Sometimes it's people that I trust, because you walk down the net proceeds and say, here's your equity in your home, here's likely what you're going to take away. And look at these, if you look at just strictly what's the largest factor on that whole cost of what's going to take away their potential equity, it could be potentially the commissions. So let's take a look at it. Why wouldn't you try this if you thought about it? What are the pros and cons? So I could walk through somebody on a listing contract, assuming most home buyers and sellers are intelligent, competent people. You could present them with the pros and cons, and they could weigh out things. So I sometimes like to bring it up as just if you're going to spend this amount of money, are you going to get that back?
You better understand what you're getting. Well, and I think breaking that
education piece,
educating
very
them.
nice.
Yeah. Breaking that down is so important. We're going to get to that here.
Sorry, I jumped ahead.
Oh no,
no,
absolutely. That's just fine. So yeah, I mean, agent competence is huge, and then you mentioned it too. You hit on it with that which is saving money. Right, that a lot of people jump to this with the idea that they're going to save.
Right.
So, we're going to break that down here in a second. But kind of wanted to touch on, who does this tend to work for successfully? And what we know and what I've seen is that somebody who has either been in the real estate industry, as an agent, or maybe an investor that has done a ton of homes. So they've gotten the scuffed knees and whatnot in early transactions. They know what mistakes have happened. that, somebody who's done that 5, 6, 7 homes on their own, they know the marketing that needs to be in place, they know how to do a comparison analysis, which is huge, right? That and we'll talk about that in a second too, but the home next door to you is not a comparable more than likely, right? So it's how do you actually do that? Somebody who really understands the contracts and negotiation.
Big time.
We'll get into that a little bit if time allows.
Strategy.
And then strategy, putting together a plan, which is the marketing, right?
Exactly.
So somebody who really has the experience there that does that, I've seen for sale by owner work.
Right.
There's an investor that actually I worked with him a few times early on in his investment career. And now he's completely competent to go out and do this on his own. He understands every piece. He's done the negotiations enough times. I mean, we'll still have conversations every once in a while if he has a question.
Right. Yeah.
But, overall, they have that understanding. So let's break down that saving money piece, because that tends to be one of the big ones, right? You just mentioned that. So first of all, it's understanding how much you're actually saving.
Right.
Right? Because it's not that 5, 6, 7%, right? If more than likely you're going to be paying, especially with a limited service listing, and more than likely if you do for sale by owner, you're going to switch to a limited service listing because of lack of activity, more than likely, that you're going to be paying a buyer's agent commission payout. And that's going to vary between 2.5 typically to 3%.
Correct. Okay.
So when you're looking at that 4, 5, 6%, 7%, right? That you have to take that piece out of the picture.
Right.
That's already there.
Right.
And then, are you paying somebody to facilitate for the contracts? Are you paying an attorney to do it?
Right.
Which, that's going to be probably $1,500, $2,000.
1% a lot of times.
Yep. Or another agent paying them a 1% fee. They come in, but now you got to worry a little bit because now you have the other side representing your contracts.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Right? And you can have some issues to deal with possibly if they're, and we'll hopefully talk about that too, which is the contracts, and understanding that.
What happens, Kirk, if for sale by owner, I'll go real quick here. Let's say we got under contract, the buyer does a home inspection, and some items come up on that home inspection, and all of a sudden you're in a situation where you have to negotiate. What happens when you don't have your realtor to back you on that? I guess I'm just looking at it from the outside in. If you are that for sale by owner, you could put yourself in a hard situation.
Well, the ones I've seen is most of the time they just give in and give up to every request for the most part that the buyer makes versus actually negotiating it, understanding what is appropriate and what is not appropriate for a home inspection request.
Okay.
So.
Therefore, losing tens of thousands of dollars in some cases.
Possible.
Yeah. So it could be an easy fear that we're going to lose. We have one offer, and these people, we might lose them if we push back or something. Just to not have a skill in that category. Say, I don't think they're walking away. I can tell they're interested. Let's push back and ask for,
half of that or whatever.
A quarter.
It may be.
We'll fix one thing and that'll be good.
And you know that based on your knowledge and experience in the business.
You can tell the other agent's voice over the phone with experience.
So let's just take that 1%, going back to the savings, the math behind it. That if it is 1%, now you're at 3.5%, 4% total in commission, and now you have to pay for that limited service listing contract, whichever what is that going to be, $500 to $900, and then you should have the marketing cost on top of that. Your professional photographer, whatever other types of marketing you're going to initiate in.
Paid ads.
As well as I know I do the Facebook advertising.
The target market.
Exactly. And then you add in a stager into that, which I highly recommend. I mean, we know that a stager is going to get you 4 to 6% more on your sale price. So, that could again be around another percent. What are you at? Within 0.5%?
You're right back there,
You're right where, an agent, a full service agent, usually pays for it all, or pays for a majority of it, or split certain costs on maybe the stager piece or something like that.
Right.
It just depends on their structure. But if you are saving money to try to maximize price, are you really saving money if you're taking away that experience piece, that negotiation piece, the contract knowledge piece, the market analysis that's appropriate, all of those? And this is why, we see that the limited service and for sale by owners on average sell anywhere from 6 to 14% under that neighborhood market average. Now, that's not everyone. I'm taking as a whole.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, though.
It is.
So if you
You're
take
leaving a
10
lot of
homes
money
in
on
the
the
same
table.
neighborhood that are sold for sale by owner and 10 that are sold by a reputable brokerage, those
Yes.
are going to be sold at 10% less than.
Yeah, and I would break it down. Like he was saying, individual agents. That the quality an agent provides their experience. So reputable broker and agent and knowledge and all of that. And that's why it's so important that you interview.
For sure.
I think is really key there. But yeah, when you start looking at the math of the savings, it's not there.
Right.
For the most part, again, that super experienced person that knows everything on there may be a percent-ish to be saved.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe.
Now, and who determines list price?
Well, ultimately, it's the seller.
Correct, but if you're not working with a professional that knows how to do a market analysis of the area,
Well, the seller would be coming up with their own analysis of
Right,
of-
but you
of
could
that.
really be doing yourself a disservice if you, let's say, you list high and you just don't know.
Well, you get
think
the-
your house is valued at this, but it's not, and all of a sudden you're on market for way more than what the market holds, and now you're coming down with all these price drops to get an offer.
Someone comes in with a 30K offer lower
Yep.
An
because they see
experienced
days on
agent's going
market
to
at
smell
90.
that, right? They're
Yep.
going to see that and they're going
Yep.
to taste it.
Yep. Well, and even if you priced it, let's say you priced it high and that offer was appropriate, you might not know that was an appropriate offer, and so you pass it up
Right.
to then go back and sit on the market,
Right.
building up. And an interesting stat, a lot of people don't know this, but on average, for every day a home sits on the market, it drops in price by 0.1%. On average, right? Breaking it all down. So a home that's on the market for 10 days is now going to go for 1% lower than it had it sold right away.
Wow.
Right? So and if you think that you going 25K high was the right price, no. If the right price was here, it's 1% lower than that, not from your imaginary number.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? And so it's really key. And that was looking at thousands and thousands of homes that sold in 1 day on market, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and going all the way out to 90 days. That came up with that, and that was on a price per square foot basis,
that's
that
a cool
differential.
That
Yeah,
is.
it's a
Really
really
significant.
interesting
Yeah.
one. But you bring up the point of comping out houses, and I think that is important, which is, understanding that, a really good market analysis isn't just looking at a few solds in the neighborhood, or
Zillow.
is it looking at, you got it, you took the words out of my mouth, right?
Yeah.
It's not just looking at Zillow. It's really factoring in many different methods. Yeah, do I look at a Zillow? Yep, but it's a data point.
Yeah.
I also look at the RPR report. I look at the AVM report. I'm doing a bracketed price analysis, and then kind of just an overall, price per square foot, looking at everything and seeing if there's anything that is a outlier, and then if so, why is it an outlier?
Yeah.
Because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're pricing in that appropriate range. Because if you go too low, you might be cutting yourself short on what you can get, and if you go too high, that range gets tighter and tighter and tighter on the low side as the time goes on. So, yeah.
Just a quick story. I'll tell you.
With 50 seconds, yes.
Personal refinance.
Yeah.
You actually got $10,000 more in value for me personally on an appraisal that came in a little lower than what we anticipated, because you had the knowledge that you gave me to go back to the appraiser. Doesn't happen often.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, exactly. That was a fun one because you don't get appraisers to change or getting appraisals overturned, changing opinion on it.
Correct.
But
A
yeah, if you
5-second story because I bought a house for clients and a year later sold it for $40,000 higher for that same clients because I bought it from a for sale by owner contractor.
Yeah, I have a very similar story. Not gonna have time to tell about it, but again, check us out online, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. Smart Seller Guide has some great tips in there, things to think about. We'll be right back.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
My name is James Tobson with Country Financial. Anyone can sell you insurance, however, is it going to be the insurance you need? When life pops up with its surprises, you want the right coverage. When it comes time to find or renew your policy, give me a call. I would love to review your existing policy and show you what I can do for you. You can email me at james.tobson@countryfinancial.com or give me a call at 651-365-3408.
Hi, I'm Becca, owner of Grey Duck Staging. With today's home buyers beginning their journey exclusively online, the look and feel of your home matters more than ever. Whether it's a simple in-home consultation, a refresh using your current furniture, or a whole home staging, our goal is always the same: showing your home in the best light and helping you achieve the highest sales price possible. To learn more, visit us at greyduckstaging.com or check us out on Instagram at greyduckstaging.
Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Again, thank you for joining us. If you have any real estate questions or needs, feel free to give us a call after show, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Want to highlight a listing here, 11656 Bittersweet Street, Northwest in Coon Rapids. This house is listed at $325,000. This is a 1,426 square foot Rambler with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a big 4-car garage.
Nice.
So 3 bedrooms are up on the main level. It has real hardwood floors and as I mentioned, big 4-car garage.
There's only like one other one listed, right?
Those are not easy, with plenty of shop space out there. If you have interest in this listing, please reach out and you go to BRIXTwinCities.com. Jennifer Olstead, BRIX Real Estate, is the listing agent on that. So check that one out. Again, thank you, David, Chad, for coming in today.
Good to see you.
As always, thank you. With check us out as always, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. Download those great free publications. We'll see y'all next week.
People always ask realtors, what is your commission? But what they should be asking is, what is your rate of return? Commissions only vary by a couple of % from agent to agent. However, the price per square foot you get just based on their experience and the quality of marketing they use can vary by 10% or more. At BRIX Real Estate, our agents use the right marketing and have the experience to get you top dollar for your house. See what we can do for you at BRIXTwinCities.com.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.